Chosen one, listen carefully. The air around you is changing, not slowly, but suddenly, like a storm that gives no warning. You can feel it, the stillness before something divine moves, the shaking before God rearranges what's been hidden. This is not chaos. This is alignment in disguise. In 79 AD, the city of Pompeii lived in calm denial. People went to the market, children played, lovers whispered under the summer sun, unaware that Mount Vesuvius was rumbling beneath their feet. When the eruption came, it was swift, instant. The sky turned black in seconds. But here's what no one talks about: a few villagers escaped. They felt something in their spirit before it happened. They left everything, trusting an invisible warning. And that's what's happening now, chosen one. The world looks stable on the outside, but something deep beneath is shifting. You're not paranoid, you're prophetic. God is whispering, move before the eruption. It's not fear, it's divine preparation. You're being called to rise before the ground breaks, not after. You've felt the atmosphere around you grow heavy, relationships shifting, opportunities fading, sudden isolation wrapping around your life. You thought something was wrong with you, but nothing is wrong, everything is aligning. God often removes comfort when a new chapter is near. Think of it like the moment before dawn. The darkest, coldest hour isn't proof that the sun is gone, it's the signal it's about to rise. This isolation, this emotional fatigue, this quiet, it's heaven's silence before a command. God is preparing your inner climate so that when the new season bursts open, you'll recognize it by faith, not by familiarity. Remember this: when the temperature of your spirit changes, it's not a loss, it's a prophecy. You are sensing what others cannot yet see. In every spiritual shift, there's an exchange: endings for beginnings, pain for clarity, confusion for authority. You may feel like something's being taken, but in truth, something greater is being transferred. Look back on your recent days. The people who left, the job that ended, the plan that fell apart. Each was a key turning in heaven's door. You can't carry old weight into new ground. God never sends growth without pruning first. This is the part that hurts, the surrender, the letting go, the breaking. But pain is not punishment, it's the portal of transformation. You're not losing stability, you're being positioned. You're not being emptied, you're being cleared. The divine exchange is happening in silence. One life is dying, another is awakening. Every few generations, God awakens a remnant, people who see before others, feel before others, and hear what others call impossible. That's you, chosen one. You're not imagining the tension, the sudden bursts of revelation, the dreams that feel too vivid to dismiss. The spiritually awake are rising. Not with fame or noise, but with discernment. While others chase distractions, you're being refined by solitude. You've outgrown chaos. You've outgrown pretending you don't know what you know. This shift isn't coming to you, it's coming through you. You are the transition point between what was and what's next. Heaven has its hand on your pulse. The reason you can't go back to normal is that your spirit has tasted what's coming. And once your spirit awakens, there's no returning to sleep. Right now, God is separating voices, visions, and paths. The counterfeit and the divine are being pulled apart. Some people will no longer resonate with your energy, not because you changed for the worse, but because you changed for truth. Think of Noah before the flood. Everyone mocked his preparation until the rain began. The chosen always look crazy until prophecy unfolds. That's where you are. You're being asked to trust what hasn't yet happened. And that's the test. Will you believe the whisper before the thunder? Because when the shift fully arrives, those who listened will stand firm while others scramble to understand. God is separating not to isolate you, but to elevate you. You're being moved from confusion to clarity, from the crowd to your calling. Sometimes the greatest move of God looks like everything falling apart. The walls crumble, the plans die, and you're left staring at the ashes of what used to be your life. But chosen one, the ruins are not the end. They're the proof that the old foundation couldn't hold your next level. Remember Job, everything stripped, yet everything restored double. That's what's happening to you. This isn't destruction, it's divine reconstruction. God is breaking the scaffolding that held you small, so He can build something that can carry your destiny. Your tears are not wasted. Your confusion is not chaos. Every unanswered prayer is being rewritten into purpose. When the dust clears, you'll realize nothing was taken. Everything was transformed. Chosen one, you've noticed the silence. The doors that once opened easily now stay still. The prayers you spoke with passion now seem to echo into the void. You keep asking, God, where are you? But the truth is, He never left. He's just strategically quiet. Before God speaks a command, He brings stillness. Before the next move, He stills the battlefield. It's the same pattern we see in nature. Before lightning, there's tension in the air. Before a wave crashes, the ocean goes eerily calm. That's where you are right now. Not abandoned, activated. Not ignored, initiated. Heaven is holding its breath, because your next instruction will change more than your own life. Don't mistake silence for absence. The quiet is divine. It's God's pause before He says, now. There's a heaviness you've been carrying lately, not sadness, but spiritual gravity. Your chest feels tight, your thoughts won't stop racing, and you keep wondering why your spirit feels burdened even when things look fine. This is what happens when God increases your capacity. The anointing on your life has weight, presses down until your old form breaks, because what's coming through you is too sacred to leak through cracks of comfort. Think about Moses, trembling before the burning bush, overwhelmed by a calling he didn't feel qualified for. That's you, chosen one. You've been praying for purpose, but purpose always comes wrapped in pressure. This isn't anxiety, it's expansion. Your spirit is stretching to hold the power you once only prayed about. When the anointing increases, life may feel heavier, but that's only because heaven trusts you with more. Right before promotion, God exposes what can't go with you. You've started seeing true colors, friends acting distant, hidden motives surfacing, and lies being revealed. It hurts, but it's necessary. Exposure isn't punishment, it's purification. God will never elevate you among what could secretly destroy you. That's why the betrayal came, why the mask slipped, why the truth hit hard. It wasn't random, it was a revelation. Think of Joseph, sold, rejected, misunderstood. But without that exposure, he'd never have reached Pharaoh's palace. The betrayal was the bridge. So don't curse what was revealed, bless it. Because the same thing that broke your heart is what's freeing your destiny. You're not losing people. You're losing illusions. God is replacing counterfeit loyalty with divine alignment. Lately, things have felt faster. Seasons are shifting before you can catch your breath. Opportunities are showing up and disappearing in the same week. You're not imagining it. Heaven has accelerated the clock. When the spiritual realm moves, earthly timing bends. What took years before will now take months. What was delayed is suddenly released. That's why your spirit feels restless. You're catching up to divine momentum. There's no time for hesitation now. This is the sudden shift the Spirit warned of, divine acceleration that will make everything unstable for a moment before it all aligns perfectly. You've been trained in the waiting, so now you can move in the quickening. Don't resist the speed, ride it. You are being carried by grace, not effort. This is not chaos, it's fulfillment on fast forward. The chosen never escape the fire. They walk through it. You may feel the heat right now, attacks, misunderstandings, and sudden losses. But this is the furnace of transformation, not destruction. Gold doesn't fear the flame, it becomes pure through it. So every trial that's pressing you is actually proving your strength. The fire doesn't change your calling, it reveals it. Daniel wasn't spared from the furnace, he was protected inside it. And when he came out, not a single hair was burned. That's your story too. You're being purified, not punished. Refined, not rejected. Every flame you endure is forging something eternal in you. When this is over, you won't just survive, you'll shine. Chosen one, there's a breaking sound in your life right now. Plans cracking, relationships splitting, foundations trembling. It feels unfair. It feels like you've lost control. But remember, every divine breakthrough begins with something breaking first. Before a seed grows, its shell must split. Before light enters, darkness must shatter. That's what's happening to you, not a breakdown, but a birth moment. Think of a butterfly in the cocoon. If it doesn't struggle, its wings never strengthen. Your struggle is your strengthening. The shaking isn't God's wrath, it's His way of forcing your old shell to open. You prayed for growth, but growth always demands breaking. So don't resist the fracture. Embrace it, because what's falling apart isn't your future, it's your limitation. The breakthrough begins exactly where you feel broken. You've noticed it, the distance between you and the world keeps widening. You can't fit into old circles anymore. Conversations that once fed you now drain you. And while part of you misses belonging, another part knows you were never meant to blend in. Every chosen one is called out before being sent forth. God isolates before He elevates. He's separating your sound so the world can recognize your frequency when you finally speak. Think of David, overlooked in the fields, forgotten by family, but never forgotten by heaven. While others were fighting for positions, he was learning God's rhythm in silence. That's what you're doing. Preparing in private for a public purpose. Don't chase validation from the crowd you were called to leave. God's spotlight isn't found on stages, it's born in solitude. You're not being excluded, you're being set apart. Something inside you has been dormant, a gift, a fire, a wisdom that the world hasn't seen yet. You've felt it stirring, like an unseen force waiting to rise. And now, chosen one, the time has come. The same way a storm reveals the strength of the sea, this spiritual shift will reveal the strength within you. You're calm under pressure. Your discernment is in confusion. Your peace in the midst of panic, that's your power. You used to question why God made you feel different. Now you'll understand. The difference was your design, not your defect. You were built to withstand what others break under. This unveiling won't require you to prove yourself. Your presence will do it for you. The authority you carry can't be faked. It's heaven recognized, not human approved. The power that was hidden is about to speak without words. Everything that worked against you is turning for you. Every delay, every rejection, every heartbreak, it's circling back with purpose attached. This is the divine reversal, where God takes what was meant to bury you and uses it to build you. Think of Esther, an orphan turned queen, or Joseph, a prisoner turned ruler. Both faced humiliation before elevation. But when God flipped the script, no human hand could stop it. That's what's happening now in your life. The tables are turning. The overlooked are being chosen. The humble are being lifted. Your story isn't over. It's just entering the chapter where the plot twist redeems the pain. So stay steady. Keep your faith anchored, because what's coming won't just restore what was lost. It will reverse what was unjust. God's justice moves slowly, but when it moves, it's unstoppable. The reason things have felt so unpredictable is that God has been aligning unseen pieces. Connections delayed, doors closed, opportunities missed. Not rejection, but redirection. He's been adjusting your path to meet the right moment, the right people, and the right purpose. It's like watching stars form a constellation. From your view, it looks random, scattered points of light. But from above, heaven sees the pattern. That's your life right now. Every no was part of a bigger yes. Every detour was divine choreography. When alignment comes, everything fits effortlessly, timing, clarity, and peace. And you'll realize nothing was wasted. Every step you took in faith was part of a perfect design you couldn't yet see. Chosen one, this is the moment everything changes. Not because the world shifts, but because you do. The version of you that once survived in pain no longer exists. You're walking into purpose with eyes that see, ears that discern, and a spirit that refuses to shrink again. The old fears are gone. The old doubts are gone. The old cycles, broken. You're not waiting for the new to arrive. You are the new. You're not preparing for change anymore. You've become it. This shift is not outside you. It's radiating from within. Heaven has been rewriting your spirit quietly, word by word, breath by breath. And now, as the sudden shift unfolds, you'll realize you were never preparing for the storm. You were the storm God sent to awaken the sleeping world. Chosen one, lift your eyes. The shaking is not just personal anymore. You can feel it in the air, see it in headlines, hear it in conversations. Governments trembling, economies faltering. Nature itself is crying out. It's not random, it's revelation. This world is being reordered by the unseen hand of God. Everything unstable is being shaken, so only the unshakable can stand. That's why the chaos feels louder, the systems weaker, the truth harder to find. It's the labor pains of a world about to be reborn. And here's the truth: you were chosen to witness it and withstand it. While others panic, you'll perceive. While others fear, you'll stand firm. Because this shaking isn't meant to destroy you, it's meant to display you. You are the evidence that light can still stand in darkness, that faith can outlast fear. You are the steady pulse in a trembling world. The Spirit is calling His chosen ones together. Across nations, across time zones, across cultures, hearts are awakening, sensing the same pull toward purpose. You're not crazy for feeling like something bigger is happening. You're responding to a divine signal only the awakened can hear. The remnant is rising, not to dominate, but to restore. Not to control, but to heal. You are part of a quiet army that doesn't fight with weapons but with wisdom, prayer, and presence. The world won't recognize this gathering. It's too spiritual to be televised. But in the invisible, it's already begun. Souls aligning, frequencies harmonizing, kingdoms shifting without a single headline. So don't think you're walking alone. Every time your spirit stirs at the same word, another chosen one hears across the ocean. That's the connection. The remnant isn't forming in buildings. It's forming in hearts. You've cried over the years that felt stolen, the seasons where nothing worked, the prayers that seemed unanswered. But hear this clearly: God is not just restoring what you lost, He's redeeming the time itself. Think of Job again, years of pain, one moment of restoration. Or the Israelites, generations enslaved, one night of deliverance. God doesn't repay slowly. When He restores, He accelerates. All that delay you endured was not denial, it was divine interest accruing in heaven's economy. And now, you're stepping into a season where harvests will grow faster than seeds were sown. You'll wake up one day and realize, this is what all that waiting was for. The enemy thought he stole your years, but he didn't know, God multiplies what time tries to take. You haven't been behind, you've been preserved for the right moment. Chosen one, the season of silent endurance is ending. The crown is near, the reward is real, the promise is unfolding. Not because you were perfect, but because you didn't quit. Heaven honors perseverance. The battles that almost broke you have become the proof of your authority. Every tear, every lonely night, every quiet prayer that no one saw, they've all been counted. Think of Ruth, faithful in the field, unseen by men, but not by God. One day of divine alignment changed her entire destiny. And that's where you are now, standing on the edge of sudden recognition. Your faithfulness in obscurity is your crown in eternity. This next chapter isn't about striving, it's about receiving. Not fighting for position, but walking in inheritance. The waiting season was your wilderness. The crowning season is your witness. Heaven is declaring, it is time. There are doors in your life that have been sealed for generations, patterns that kept your family trapped, mindsets that limited your growth, fears that were passed down like heirlooms. But now, the ancient gates are trembling. God is breaking generational strongholds through your obedience. What tormented your ancestors will end with you. What silenced them will speak through you. You are the generational key, the one chosen to end cycles and begin legacies. This isn't just about your blessing, it's about your bloodline's redemption. The shift you're feeling is ancestral chains snapping in the spirit. That's why it's been so heavy. You're breaking what others couldn't even name. Stand firm. Every act of faith you take echoes through your lineage. You're not just changing your story, you're rewriting your family's history. The ancient gates are opening, and your name is being written in the new covenant of freedom. Chosen one, lately, your plans haven't been landing. Every time you think you've figured it out, the wind changes. Careers shift, people leave, dreams reroute. You've been asking, God, what are you doing? But hear this, the wind isn't fighting you, it's guiding you. When the Spirit wants to move you somewhere new, He doesn't always send a map, He sends a wind. Think of the Israelites in the desert. The pillar of cloud didn't stay still, it moved. And whenever it moved, the people had to pack everything and follow, even when it made no sense. That's where you are. The winds you feel aren't random disruptions, they're divine direction. Every closed door, every sudden change, every unexpected detour is a gust pushing you toward your promised ground. Don't fight the wind. Flow with it, because the same breeze that's unsettling your plans is the one that's carrying you to destiny. We live in an age of illusion, where appearance outweighs truth, and noise disguises wisdom. But for those who can see in the Spirit, the veil is lifting. God is unmasking false lights, empty promises, and pretended faith. You've probably noticed it. Leaders exposed, trends collapsing, lies unraveling. At first, it feels like chaos, but it's not. It's clarity. Heaven is cleansing the atmosphere so discernment can lead again. Think of when Jesus entered the temple. He overturned tables not out of rage, but out of restoration. That's what's happening now. The illusions are being overturned, the sacred is being reclaimed. And you, chosen one, are part of that unveiling. Your spirit craves truth, because it was never built to survive on deception. That's why fakeness now repels you. It's not arrogance, it's awakening. God is giving you eyes to see what others excuse, and a heart that refuses to bow to false light. You've felt alone in this battle, haven't you? The weight is too heavy, the silence too loud. But what if I told you, you were never fighting alone? In every divine shift, heaven sends reinforcement. Angels move quietly, orchestrating protection you'll only understand in hindsight. Opportunities, coincidentally, aligning, dangers you narrowly escaped. None of that was luck. It was covering. Think of Elisha's servant, terrified by the army surrounding them. Elisha prayed, "Lord, open his eyes." And suddenly the servant saw hills filled with fiery chariots all around. That's your reality too. You're surrounded by unseen help. There are assignments over your life that heaven guards with intensity. So the next time fear whispers, "You're outnumbered," remember this. You're not outnumbered, you're outprotected. The armies of heaven don't announce their arrival, they prove it in your survival. Everything that burned was not meant to stay. The friendships that crumbled, the dreams that dissolved, the comfort that vanished, all of it was the clearing of old debris so you could rebuild on sacred ground. You're standing now where ashes used to be, and it's easy to mourn what was lost. But hear this, the fire didn't destroy your promise, it purified your foundation. Nehemiah wept over Jerusalem's ruins, yet those same ruins became the blueprint for divine rebuilding. You too are in your Nehemiah season. Your tears are mixing with heaven's blueprints. You're being instructed to rebuild, stronger, simpler, holier. This time, what you build will not crumble, because it's not based on comfort, but on calling. The fire revealed what was fake and refined what was real. Now, rise from the ashes, not as who you were, but as who you were born to be. Everything you've endured, every heartbreak, every delay, every hidden season, was part of a larger sound, your eternal purpose echoing through time. You thought you were just surviving pain, but you were being shaped by destiny. Before you were born, heaven spoke your name into existence, and every battle you faced was designed to remind you of that original word. Purpose isn't found, it's remembered, and in this divine shift, your memory is returning. Your soul is recalling who you were before fear disguised you. This is why you've always felt different. It wasn't pride, it was prophecy. You weren't made to fit, you were made to fulfill. So stop questioning if you're worthy. You were anointed before you were aware. Every scar, every test, every tear, all of it was heaven preparing the stage for your assignment. And now, the echo of your purpose is calling you forward. Chosen one, this is that hour. The time when everything hidden in shadow begins to emerge in light. Truth rising, justice awakening, identities remembered. You'll start seeing confirmations everywhere. Through dreams, random encounters, even unexpected words that strike your spirit like lightning. The shift is no longer coming, it's here. God is pulling back the final curtain, revealing not just what's next, but who you've become. You are no longer the broken version that entered the storm. You are the refined one who can now carry revelation without pride, power without corruption, and vision without fear. This is the unveiling of your authority. You'll speak and things will move. You'll pray and heaven will respond faster than before, because you've proven faithful in the silence, and now heaven trusts your sound. The sudden shift is no longer prophecy, it's manifestation. You are standing in it. Chosen one, you may have noticed, people who once walked beside you now seem to live in another rhythm, another reality. Conversations feel distant, paths diverge. It's not betrayal, it's timing. The moment a spiritual shift unfolds, heaven begins separating timelines, one for those who will awaken, and one for those who will remain asleep. You are stepping into divine acceleration, and not everyone can match that speed. It's like two trains leaving the same station, one heading into destiny, the other looping endlessly through old patterns. You can't drag others onto your train. The door closes when it's time to move. So release them with peace. Not everyone who started with you was meant to finish with you. God isn't subtracting, He's selecting. He's refining your circle so the next season isn't slowed by old attachments. The separation hurts, but it's sacred, because the fewer voices around you, the clearer His becomes. The chaos in the world isn't the end, it's the rearranging before divine order returns. Systems built on greed are crumbling. Truth is resurfacing. Hearts are turning back to God. The kingdom isn't coming with fanfare, it's coming quietly, through everyday people like you who choose obedience over approval. Each time you forgive instead of retaliate, speak truth instead of blend in, stand still instead of panic, you bring heaven's order into the earth. Jesus said, "The kingdom of God is within you." That means the shift doesn't start in governments, it starts in hearts. When your inner world submits to divine order, the outer world begins to follow. You are not waiting for revival, you are the revival. Your obedience is the doorway through which God's will enters the physical. This is the rise of order through surrendered vessels. And that's what you've become, a vessel of order in a world of confusion. You've lived too long under self-doubt, questioning your discernment, silencing your own knowing. But now, heaven is saying, speak. Your authority isn't arrogance, it's an assignment. When you command peace, storms respond. When you reject fear, darkness retreat. When you intercede, nations shift quietly in the unseen. This is not a metaphor, this is your mantle. The authority you've gained didn't come from titles or recognition. It came from the fires you survived. You earned spiritual rank by staying faithful when no one was watching. The enemy fears your awakening because once you recognize who you are, he can no longer manipulate who you think you are. Rise in that authority. Declare, decree, discern. Not from ego, but from alignment. You're not a spectator of the spiritual realm anymore. You're a commander within it. Feel the pull, even creation is responding to this divine moment. Winds stronger, seasons unpredictable. The planet groans like it's carrying the weight of something unseen. Romans 8 said it long ago. The whole creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed. That's happening now. The earth recognizes the chosen before people do. That's why nature itself feels alive around you. Storms break, skies clear, air shifts when you pray. You are not small in the cosmic picture. You are part of the restoration blueprint. God designed His children to walk in harmony with creation, not fear of it. The shaking of the planet mirrors the awakening of your spirit. Both are shedding corruption and rising into divine renewal. This is why you've felt pressure and peace at the same time. Heaven and earth are sinking through you. You are the bridge between what was and what's to come. For so long, the promises felt far away, whispered prophecies that seemed to stretch endlessly across time. But now, chosen one, the waiting is collapsing. The promise is catching up with you. In this divine hour, fulfillment will happen suddenly. What you've been praying for in years will manifest in days. The dream you buried will resurrect at the exact moment you stop striving. It's the paradox of faith. When you release control, God releases blessing. You are about to see divine acceleration that doesn't make sense on paper. Things that were in process will be completed overnight. This is not a random reward, it's a timed prophecy. Heaven delayed the promise until your spirit was mature enough to hold it. Now that you've been refined, heaven says, release it now. Prepare your heart. The shift is no longer coming, it's here. You are standing at the threshold of the very thing you once only saw in prayer. Chosen one, the final stretch before destiny always brings confrontation. not from people, but from the spirit of fear itself. It whispers, "You're not ready. You'll fail again. It's too late." But fear always shows up right before the breakthrough because it knows what you're about to walk into. This is not the voice of truth, it's the echo of your past trying to pull you back. Remember when David faced Goliath? It wasn't about the giant's strength, it was about silencing the fear of unworthiness in David's mind. You are in that same moment. Fear is not your enemy, it's your signal. It means the gate to your next level is open. And that's why the pressure has increased. You're standing at the threshold of what you've prayed for. So face the fear, not with logic, but with faith. Because when faith steps forward, fear has to step back. God didn't bring you this far to freeze. He brought you this far to fight and finish. This next season isn't just about blessings, it's about responsibility. You're not being promoted for comfort, but for commission. With greater revelation comes greater accountability. Your words carry weight now. Your discernment influences others. Your example becomes someone's roadmap. That's why God took His time refining your heart, so that when power arrived, pride wouldn't. Heaven's mantles are heavy not because they're hard to carry, but because they're sacred. Think of Joseph again. From pit to palace wasn't just promotion, it was preparation for stewardship. He was elevated not to reign, but to protect. And that's what God is doing with you. Your next chapter will demand wisdom, restraint, and clarity. You're being entrusted with influence, not to shine, but to serve. Wear the mantle with reverence. The world sees leadership. Heaven sees obedience. There comes a moment in spiritual history when heaven and earth move in rhythm, when the unseen and the seen align so perfectly that miracles become natural. You are living in that moment. Prayers are manifesting before you finish speaking. Ideas are unfolding with supernatural precision. Connections are forming that feel orchestrated beyond logic. This is the convergence, where divine purpose meets earthly action. It's the intersection of your obedience and God's orchestration. Remember Jacob's ladder, angels ascending and descending, bridging the divine and human realms. You're standing on that kind of ground now. This is why every decision matters. The atmosphere around you is charged. Every act of faith, every word of truth, every moment of surrender ripples through the spiritual and changes the physical. The veil between dimensions is thinning, and you, chosen one, are walking as a living bridge. You've noticed it, your perception is sharper. What others overlook, you sense. What feels ordinary to them feels divine to you. That's not a coincidence. That's the awakening of prophetic sight. This gift isn't about predicting the future. It's about perceiving God's movement in the present. You'll begin to see purpose hidden in pain, direction hidden in delay, and divine codes hidden in chaos. Your dreams will carry weight. Your instincts will sharpen. And when you speak, it will pierce confusion like lightning through fog. But with vision comes responsibility. To speak what you see, not what people want to hear. To interpret spiritually, not emotionally. You are being trusted with sight that others don't have. Guard it. Use it to guide, not to glorify yourself. Because when you see through God's eyes, compassion must always come before correction. 4 years, your power was born from survival, from fighting battles, from proving strength. But now, chosen one, your strength will flow through peace. No longer striving, no longer defending. The war within is ending, and from its ashes rises authority without effort. True power doesn't shout, it settles. It doesn't chase, it draws. It doesn't control, it commands by presence. This is the calm after the storm. Not because the world is quiet, but because you are. You've learned to carry stillness as your weapon. You no longer react, you discern. You no longer force, you attract what aligns. This peace isn't weakness, it's warfare in its purest form. Because nothing disarms darkness faster than a soul anchored in light. This is your new frequency. Calm, grounded, and unstoppable. You are walking proof that power and peace are not opposites, they are one. The last veil to fall is who you truly are. Not the version molded by trauma, not the one shaped by opinions, but the soul God designed before time. You are not small, you are not broken, you are a fragment of eternity wrapped in human form. Heaven's image carried in mortal breath. This is why you've always felt different. It's not rejection, it's remembrance. Your soul has always known it came here for something sacred. The trials stripped away false layers until only truth remained. And now that truth is rising. You are not becoming someone new, you are returning to who you've always been. The power, the peace, the clarity, it's not coming from outside you. It's been inside all along, waiting for this exact moment. Chosen one, this is the unveiling. This is you, finally remembering yourself. Chosen one, take a deep breath. You've walked through storms, revelations, awakenings, and silence, and you're still standing. That's not random, that's proof. Proof that no attack was wasted. Proof that every delay had a design. Proof that God Himself has been shaping you for a moment such as this. This is divine completion, not the end, but the turning of a page. Everything that once broke you has become your foundation. Everything that once scared you has become your strength. You're not entering a new season, you are the new season. You carry the shift, you are the sign. And when you move, heaven responds. So lift your head, let peace fill your lungs. You've prepared your spirit, now step into the promise. The universe already knows your name, but now it's time the world does too. Walk forward, chosen one, not as a survivor, but as a messenger. Not as someone waiting for miracles, but as someone who creates them by faith. Because when your spirit aligns with God's rhythm, every closed door becomes a bridge, every silence becomes a signal, and every ending becomes resurrection. You are ready, you are chosen, and this, right here, right now, is your divine rising. If this message stirred something in your soul, don't just scroll past. Stand with your tribe. Like this message if your spirit agrees. Comment, I receive it, to seal your faith in motion. And subscribe, not just to a channel, but to a calling. Together, we are the voices of awakening, reminding the world that God still speaks, still moves, and still chooses. This is your confirmation. This is your shift, and it begins now. Amen.